Hello everybody and welcome back to the Star Wars Expanded Universe, now redone by Disney or Lucasfilm, whichever way you slice it, Legends. And I did this very fast because my work sucks and they're like, hey, we have a lunch shift at 10:30, but we're going to call you in at 10 and ask if you can come into work. So I get a rush now, but I wanted to discuss this because I finished it, and I don't like doing things later. So, before we get to the title of the video, I have a few things for you. First, I want to mention these are both in Star Wars Tales number 18. I think these all kind of focused on Boba Fett, but we have Being Boba Fett. I don't really like the art. I think the story is decent. If you like the prequels, you might appreciate some things from this short. The other one is Payback. I thought that one was a genuinely really fun. I like the art, and I thought it was a really fun little story with Boba Fett. So there you go. Moving on, we have Tales number 19, The Value of Proper Intelligence. It's 2 pages. Imperials come to a planet. They don't have proper intelligence. There's a little Ewok looking. It's not an Ewok, but it's like this fuzzy, cute little looking thing. They go to bother, it turns to a giant bear and kills them. The end. What a useless, pointless waste of time. Stupid. Up next, we have Out of the Cradle and When Dominoes Fall by Patricia Jackson. This was in the Adventure Journals. They're fine. They are stories about this kid whose dad was a pirate, and they're, doing stuff against the Empire, and you get to know them in these 2 stories. They're likable. They're not very memorable, but it is placed here chronologically. Is it worth your time? If you want to read the Adventure Journals, sure. If you're only really looking into the novels and stuff, then no. I don't think it's that great of a story that's worth checking out. On the flip side to that, we have, in another Star Wars Adventure Journal, Rebel Bass, B-A-S-S, by Kathy Tyers. Yes, the Kathy Tyers. I loved it. So, essentially, it's this band that, goes onto Imperial places, and plays music and stuff, because, military officers need their R&R, right? And so they perform, acts for them. But the main character is a rebel operative. He plays his music, but when it's time to eat, when it's time to hang out, he listens in into what the Imperials are saying. And if he catches anything of note, he takes it to the Rebel Alliance. It's such a simple premise, but it's done so well, and it's so unique and interesting. You don't see that anywhere. I don't think it could warrant a full novel, but for a short story, it's a lot of fun. It's like a 40-page short story or something like that. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot anyway, and I do think that one is definitely worth checking out if you find the time. In Star Wars Galaxy number 9, we have Wanderer of Worlds. This is very short. It's like 7 to 9 pages. I don't remember. This alien race are on Tatooine. They're looking for something. They meet the Tuskens. They barter with the Tuskens, and they go on their way peacefully. It's a very short little thing. It's nothing great or anything, but it's there if you want it. Also in Star Wars Adventure Journals, we have Ringer, which is about this gambler. This person gets accused of cheating and gambling, which they weren't. It's a whole thing. Without getting spoilers, because it's a short story. I thought it was alright. It was not fantastic, but it was alright. Sorry for rushing. I have to go. But lastly, we have Boba Fett, Enemy of the Empire, issues 1 to 4. I wasn't the biggest fan of this comic. I didn't really care for the art, nor did I really care for the story. The essential premise is that Darth Vader hires Boba Fett to go track down this guy and also to collect this thing. Once Boba Fett learns what this thing is, he kind of wants to keep it. Because Darth Vader planned on killing him afterwards because it was like this severed head alien lady that could see the future, I guess. Which, I mean, I guess it makes sense why Vader would want to know that, because he wants to take the Emperor's place at this point. He doesn't have a change of heart till later. I don't know. It was really silly and wacky and weird. And while I guess it's cool to see Vader and Boba Fett fight, which is basically the whole point of this comic book series, I wasn't here for it. I mean, sure, I know Boba Fett has, according to one of the Tales comics that I read. In fact, I think it was in Payback. I don't remember, or it was in Being Boba Fett. It was in Being Boba Fett. He meets a guy who he thinks is a Jedi, but it turns out to not be a Jedi. But he was recommended to take on that mission because he's apparently killed a bunch of Jedi since the waning days of the Republic, or since the Empire was formed. So he obviously took on contracts by the Empire, and helped take down Jedi. That being said, it's Darth Vader, right? Like the most powerful, next to the Emperor, but like Force user that's actively known about in the galaxy right now. So it feels a little weird for Boba Fett to be going after him. That's why I actually appreciated in the Force Unleashed 2 novelization, when he's like, Vader, I did this thing for you, but Starkiller is your problem. I know my limits. It just feels like that's a Boba Fett smart move. Like, I can take down Force users, but not ones that are on your level. So I'm not gonna bother. I'm gonna hightail it out of here. I did my part. I'm gone. That's Boba Fett. That's smart. That's intelligent. That's what I think about when I think of Boba Fett. Like an extremely efficient killer and bounty hunter, but not stupid. And never tries to go over into territories where he feels like he knows he's the best at what he does, but he also knows his limits, and that's what a smart person does. But he fought Vader. It's whatever. I mean, it only helps credence to destroying Noah with the whole Karen Travis, Warwick's New Jedi Order's broken because I hate getting and bugs have sex. Anyway, but I mean, I don't even like the fact that they fought in the first place. But I mean, that would only help my point that he could kill Jedi because he survived Darth Vader. So it only helps further my end goals of defending the Denningverse. So I win in the end. For those of you who don't know, there's this wonderful guy who you should definitely subscribe to. He's a wonderful guy. He's fun. His name is Quality Autism. He also makes some Star Wars content. Though if you try to watch his videos, you better know German. However, you are saved because his live streams do not require you to know German because he speaks in English during those. But he's actually writing a Jedi Prince series right now, which is going to be really cool, and I'll definitely be reviewing it because I think it's good enough to warrant being like in a headcanon conclusion to the Jedi Prince series. But he doesn't like the books that take place after New Jedi Order, basically. But that being said, this comic only helps further my goals of defending it. So, I win. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I don't know. I did not feel this comic that much. But maybe you'll get more out of it if you're a big Boba Fett fan. He does a lot of cool stuff in here, that's for sure. But it just wasn't for me. Up next, we finally conclude the Brian Daly trilogy. Until then, guys, may the Force be with you. See you.